The United States military just made a call that's going to ripple through every layer of the firearms industry. They've locked in a brand new primary rifle cartridge for combat use, and it's not the one folks on forums and podcasts have been arguing over. While the debate has bounced between larger rounds for increased terminal performance and smaller rounds for lighter carry loads, military brass went in a completely different direction. This isn't some minor upgrade, it's a ground-up shift in how American service members are expected to fight future battles. We're not talking about repackaging old gear, we're talking about a brand new tier of small arms capability, tailor-made for modern threats. What follows is a breakdown rooted in hands-on experience, not just regurgitated headlines. I've watched the evolution up close on ranges, in testing, and across training cycles. Let's dig into what makes this new caliber a total game changer. The new face of lethality, 6.8 by 51 millimeter. Here it is. The cartridge that just earned its stripes for military service is the 6.8 by 51 millimeter. Civilians may know it by another name, 277 Sig Fury. But make no mistake, this is not some boutique Wildcat round or a trendy option like 300 Blackout. This is a purpose-engineered combat cartridge that hits like a sledgehammer. We're talking about a 140-grain projectile screaming out of the barrel at roughly 3,000 feet per second. That kind of speed delivers impact energy right around 2,800 foot-pounds, which dwarfs the roughly 1,300 foot-pounds delivered by the old standby 5.56 NATO. But what really sets it apart is the pressure it runs at. Most rifle ammo tops out at about 60,000 psi. This beast, it pushes 80,000 psi. That's right, 80,000. To safely contain that, the cartridge casing uses a hybrid construction, a solid steel base mated to a brass body. The steel rear end holds back the incredible pressure without failure, while the brass allows smooth cycling. This isn't just clever, it's essential. Without that innovation, the chamber would take a beating. But with it, you get unmatched performance, safely. Now, let's talk range. This round keeps its lethal punch far beyond 600 meters and still smacks harder at 1,000 yards than a 5.56 NATO does at 500. That's not an incremental upgrade, it's a whole new category of reach. You're no longer limited to suppressive fire at mid-range. You're delivering fight-stopping force at long distances. That kind of range and power turns the standard rifleman into something closer to a designated marksman without changing platforms. Why the brass left 5.56 behind? So why move on from 5.6 NATO? The answer's simple. The threats have changed. We're no longer just facing insurgents in flip-flops. We're preparing for peer-level opponents' enemies equipped with high-grade gear, including level 3 and level 4 body armor. And in those situations, 5.56 just doesn't cut it. Hitting an armored target center mass with a half-dozen rounds and still not dropping them? That's not a shooter problem, it's a cartridge problem. The 5.56 round was built for jungle warfare in Vietnam, short engagements against unarmored adversaries. Lightweight and fast firing made sense back then. But now, the doctrine has changed. Today, it's all about overmatch winning the fight through superior range, deeper penetration, and harder-hitting firepower. And that's exactly where the 6.8 by 51 comes into play. It punches through armor at distances where the 5.56 runs out of steam. While 5.56 begins to drop off past 300 meters, the new cartridge stays effective well beyond 600. That means fewer rounds fired and quicker fight stoppages. Just one or two well-placed shots get the job done. That's a total mindset shift from high volume, low impact fire to precise, decisive hits. Head to head with existing rounds. Let's compare this new powerhouse to the existing players. First, the old workhorse 5.56 NATO. It's light, it's manageable, and recoil is a breeze. Your average 62 grain M855A one round weighs in at about 12 grams and kicks with around 4 to 5 foot-pounds of recoil. A soldier can carry 210 rounds in 7 magazines without breaking a sweat. Now let's talk about 7.62 NATO. It hits way harder, with roughly 2,400 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. But it comes at a cost. Each round weighs close to 25 grams and recoil spikes to about 18 foot-pounds. You can't haul as much of it, and follow-up shots take more effort. So where does the 6.8 by 51 millimeter land? Right in the middle, exactly where it needs to be. It brings the weight of a 7.62, but cranks out nearly 2,800 foot-pounds of energy. Recoil lands at around 15 foot-pounds, noticeable, but entirely manageable for anyone with decent trigger time. And yes, you're probably carrying 20 or 25 round mags in the new M7 rifle, but the trade-off is worth it. Each shot carries so much more impact that you don't need as many to get the job done. In terms of effective range, 5.56 can't keep up. It falls off quickly after 300 meters. 7.62 is solid to around 800, but 6.8 by 51 remains lethal well past 600, and it stays supersonic out beyond that. Plus, it's designed to slice through armor at distances where others fail. The military wasn't just looking for more gun, they were looking for better performance across the board without making it unshootable. And that's what they got. Effect on the warfighter. This new cartridge doesn't just adjust some figures on a spec sheet, it completely transforms the way American infantry squads operate. Picture yourself leading a fire team and spotting movement half a kilometer out. In the days of the 22 long rifle, or 5.56 NATO, you would have laid down suppressive fire just to gain position. But with the 6.8 by 51 millimeter, you're now making deliberate hits with confidence, knowing that the round carries lethal energy even at extended range. It's not just about hitting targets, it's about doing it with precision and authority. And then there's the built-in suppressor system, an absolute game changer. Muzzle flash is significantly reduced, noise is brought down, and your squad can communicate better during contact. It also makes it much more difficult for the enemy to pinpoint your firing position. That translates into real tactical superiority, especially in dynamic combat environments. Next up, the XM157 optic. This isn't just glass, it's a digital targeting suite strapped to a rifle. It calculates range, compensates for drop and wind, and adjusts for environmental conditions in real time. Think of it as combining a rangefinder, a wind meter, and a ballistic calculator right in your sight picture. When paired with the ballistics of the 6.8 by 51, it delivers a deadly level of precision. Yes, troops are carrying fewer rounds now, but each one hits like a freight train. The recoil is more noticeable than the 5.56, sure, but it's totally manageable with proper training. And once warfighters witness the performance armor penetration at 500, 600, even 700 meters, they're sold. That confidence quickly turns into battlefield initiative, and initiative is what wins fights. New weapons, new doctrine. The 6.8 isn't being jammed into old platforms. It's rolling out with two purpose-built systems, the M7 rifle and the M250 automatic rifle. The M7, soon to replace the M41, uses a short-stroke gas piston system critical when you're working with chamber pressures hitting 80,000 pounds per square inch. This rifle comes factory suppressed and tuned for power and control, making it the most modern combat rifle the Army's ever fielded. It's still ergonomically similar to the AR series, so soldiers trained on that platform won't have much of a learning curve. The M250 is replacing the M249 as the new belt-fed squad support weapon. It's lighter, it kicks less, and it pushes 6.8 rounds past 600 meters with enough force to shred through enemy armor. This isn't just a tool for suppressing fire, it's a precision support weapon now. Training is also seeing a massive overhaul. Army marksmanship ranges are being extended to 1,500 and even 1,800 meters. This isn't about fast-paced reload drills anymore. It's about long-range accuracy and first-round effects. Soldiers are learning to operate as data-driven shooters, using ballistic calculators, digital optics, and laser rangefinders as part of their core kit. The rifle is no longer just a weapon, it's a precision instrument. The soldier is now the system operator. Civilian sector implications. What does all of this mean for those of us on the civilian side? Well, when the Department of Defense adopts a new round, the shooting community takes notice. The civilian variant, called the 277 SIG Fury, is already hitting gun stores. For long-range marksmen and serious hunters, this cartridge is a dream. High ballistic coefficient, flat trajectories, and exceptional energy retention past 1,000 yards, it's an absolute hammer. Big game hunters are especially excited. This round offers ethical takedowns of moose, elk, or hogs at distances where older rounds like the 30-06 or 243 Winchester start to fade. However, there is a catch: price. Because of the hybrid case construction steel base, brass body, the ammo isn't cheap. It's harder to produce and doesn't behave like standard brass-cased loads. Right now, only a few platforms like bolt guns and SIGs, cross rifle, are chambered for it. Hand loading is possible, but reloading a hybrid case takes specific tools and technique. That said, this round is not a pipe dream, it's already out there, and it's real. As the military expands adoption, we'll likely see more rifles and more affordable ammo becoming available. Clearing the air. Let's bust some myths about the 6.8 by 51 millimeter. Myth 1. Smaller means weaker. Wrong. Despite sounding smaller than the 7.62 NATO, this cartridge hits harder, flies faster, and punches through armor better. It's engineered for the modern fight, not legacy assumptions. Myth 2. It's just a copy of an old cartridge. Nope. While it shares a bullet diameter with some older rounds, the pressure levels, hybrid case, and compatibility with smart optics are entirely next-general. This isn't a rehash, it's a revolution. Myth 3. It's a solution in search of a problem. Ask any soldier who had to empty half a magazine of 5.56 into a plate carrier with no effect. This round was born from battlefield necessity, not marketing hype. Myth 4. It's too heavy. True, each round is bulkier, but you don't need as many. A handful of hits with this new cartridge gets the job done where dozens of 5.56 rounds might not. That's a major logistical and combat advantage. Bottom line, this round fills a critical gap. It was designed to match the realities of today's threat landscape, not yesterday's. Looking ahead, this isn't just the debut of a new caliber, it's the start of a new direction in small arms. The United States Army is the first to field it, but if it performs as expected, other branches and NATO allies might follow. The sticking point is standardization. For decades, 5.56 NATO has made logistics easy across coalition forces. But with the unique demands of the hybrid case and ultra-high pressures, allies will have to decide whether to adapt or stick with legacy tech. In the meantime, The civilian world is watching closely. If hybrid case tech proves scalable and durable, we may see it applied to familiar rounds like the .308 Winchester or the .30-06, boosting performance without changing bullet size. Imagine classic calibers reimagined for the modern shooter. To sum it up, the 6.8 by 51 millimeter round is built for the next war, not the last one. It delivers speed, power, and precision in one package, and it's already shifting doctrine, design, and training. But what do you think? Is this the future of fighting rifles or just a stepping stone? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to Firearm Zone for more expert coverage on tactical gear, ballistics, and gunfighter tech. Stay sharp out there. This is Gunman Ballistic, signing off.